Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bros Talk MMA. I'm your host, Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. Here with my bro host extraordinaire.
You know what it is. It's Ray Bucks. It's the Parlay God.
We're here to cover this weekend's fight night card taking place in Paris, however you want to call it. Going down in France this weekend, we got a 13-fight card. We're going to start with the first one in the bantamweight women's division. We got Nora Cornolle going up against Jacqueline Cavalcanti. We got Cornolle coming in 2-0 in the UFC, 8-1 overall, and are currently on an 8-fight win streak. We have Cavalcanti coming in. They are 2-0 in the UFC, 7-1 overall, and they're riding a 5-fight win streak. I'm going to be going with Cavalcanti in this fight. They actually, first off, I'll be taking them by either decision or KO. They're going to be the younger, taller, and longer fighter. They just fought a month ago. They didn't take too much damage in that fight, which is why I'm assuming they're able to make this quick turnaround. But they will be coming in on short notice. We got Cornolle coming in. They're going to be the older fighter by 7 years. They're going to be the smaller of the two. Definitely a good striker. I'm not sure if they're going to have the edge quite, but they definitely are a good striker. They just have a weaker resume, in my opinion, so I don't know necessarily if they've been tested quite yet. So I'm going to be going with Cavalcanti.
I gotta go with Cavalcanti as well. Like you said, she's longer, taller fighter. Obviously, that's gonna make Nora Cornolle like very thick. You know what I mean? Like she's definitely gonna have the musculature. But Cavalcanti, like you said, has a better resume. Cavalcanti, I don't see her losing this bout. It just doesn't really make sense to me that she loses this bout. I think Cavalcanti for the win. Also, wait. That was the pick, or that was the thought I was trying to think. Nora Cornolle hasn't fought in almost a year, I believe. Whereas Cavalcanti literally fought a month ago, or a couple. Like it's not even might even be the whole month. Like it's only a little bit ago she fought.
I think it'll be a month by the time the
fight comes around. So you know what I mean. She's fresh. Ring rust for Nora possibly. So Cavalcanti is my pick.
Sure. Moving on to the men's lightweight division, we have a bout between Ludovic Klein going up against Roosevelt Roberts. We got Klein coming in. They're 6-1 with a draw in UFC, 22-4 with that one draw overall, and are 4-0 with that one draw in their last 5 fights. We got Roberts coming in. They are 4-4-1 no contest in the UFC, 12-4 with that one no contest overall, and are 3-2 in their last 5 fights. I'm going to be going with Klein in this fight by either submission or decision. They're going to be the smaller fighter, but definitely, like you said, that's going to give them the bulk advantage. So they're definitely going to have the edge in the grappling, which that's going to come in handy with. Good hands, even without the grappling. They're going to have the better gas tank of the two, in my opinion. And they're just going to have more routes to victory. Roberts, they're on a 2-fight skid currently. They're the taller and longer fighter of the two. They got, decent grappling, okay gas tank, but they're going to be coming in on about like a 4-week notice. So I'm going to be going with Klein in this one.
Roosevelt is just coming in. Like he's a great striker. He's coming in on short notice. And like at the end of the day, his striking is, I think, comparable to Klein's, but it's not better than Klein's. And his wrestling BJJ is nowhere near Klein's, so I think I got to go Klein's on this one, just based on that factor. We're talking about a 22-4 record versus a 12-4 record. This one seems like a layup for me, in my opinion.
I feel you. Moving on to another lightweight bout, we have Bolaji Oki going up against Chris Duncan. We got Oki coming in. They are 1-0 in the UFC, 9-1 overall, and are currently riding a 9-fight win streak. We got Duncan coming in. They are 2-1 in the UFC, 11-2 overall, and they're 4-1 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Duncan in this one, by either KO or decision, possibly even flip flop. I might even say more so decision than KO, but they're gonna be the older fighter by 3 years, stronger resume of the two, and I know that one of these defeats that they got in the UFC was because they were, I believe, coming in on short notice in their last fight, but I may be wrong about that. Oki, um, although they're going to be the younger fighter, they may even, be, definitely like the better striker in this bout. I just feel like their resume is padded. They haven't really faced any stiff competition, and even the close, competition that they have faced UFC wise was against somebody who was coming in on short notice against them, who was just basically doing the company a favor. So yeah, I'm gonna say Duncan in this one. Who you got?
I'm gonna agree with you. Fuck, we've agreed what? This is the third fucking fight we agreed on, or is this the second fight?
It's the third.
Third fight. Okay. Yeah. I think Duncan has the ability to definitely beat Oki. Oki is a decent striker. I don't think necessarily he's better than Duncan. I think he's definitely on the same level. But I think Duncan has a few more routes to victory.
I guess maybe I mean he's like a more versatile striker.
Yeah. He definitely has a few more looks. He'll definitely give you a few more looks than Duncan will give you. I think Duncan's a little bit more technical with his striking.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Duncan has a few more routes to victory. I gotta take Chris Duncan in this particular bout for sure.
Yeah.
That's a pick away.
For sure. Moving on, we have a light heavyweight bout between Ion Cutelaba going up against Ivan Erslan. We got Cutelaba coming in. They're 6-9 and 1 draw in the UFC. 17-10 and 1 draw with 1 no contest as well overall. And they're currently 1-4 in their last 5 fights. We got Erslan coming in. They're making their UFC debut. No contender series or anything needed like that, just from federation to federation. 14-3 with 1 no contest overall. 3-2 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Erslan by KO or decision. They're gonna be the older fighter by 2 years, taller. Definitely a striker, and they got like a pretty high finish rate. I just also think that this is kind of like I guess it's a UFC fight night, contender bout in the sense contender series type bout where it's like if this dude gets in, he gets in, but they're giving him somebody that is obviously struggling a little bit, but still I guess of UFC caliber to an extent. So I assume Erslan can win this, even though it is kind of shaky picking someone on their debut. I'm gonna go with Ivan Erslan regardless.
I agree. I think Erslan is going against a very, very, very dangerous man in Cutelaba.
Yeah.
Cutelaba is no slouch. Cutelaba's, been doing the UFC thing for quite a while now.
Yeah.
He is on a slide. He's only got 1 win in his last 5 fights. That does not look great for him.
I think the X factor in this fight is Cutelaba if he decides to wrestle.
If he decides to wrestle, but maybe if he decided to wrestle in a lot of his last fights, he wouldn't have got fucked up. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you. I just know that that's the one thing that he has, that Erslan doesn't necessarily have, and that's probably what he'll need to win the fight. To be totally honest.
For sure, but we've got to hope that his coach in his corner is going to tell him that. And I don't know that they will, because they haven't told him that in 4 of the last 5 fights. So I guess I like Erslan, younger fighter, or not younger fighter. Sorry, he's actually an older fighter, but younger in the UFC. Seems very hungry. Again, Cutelaba definitely has the ground game, I think, over Erslan. Just depends on if Erslan is able to put the pause on him. But I believe Erslan will, and I believe that Cutelaba's on the way out, bro. Like
That's what it could be. That's what it's looking like.
that's how I feel about it. I think it's one of the stronger prospects, or it's one of the harder fights that they've put against a prospect that they believe can really just jump in there. Somebody they didn't take through the contender series, they didn't take him through tough. They stick him in there. So if they stick him in here like that, then they really do believe in him, but they are going to test him, and so that's why I think Erslan's going to win that one.
For sure. All right. Staying in the light heavyweight division, we have Oumar Sy going up against Woon Jung. We got Sy coming in there 1-0 in the UFC, 10-0 overall. And we got Jung coming in there 4-3 and 1 draw in the UFC, 15-5 with that 1 draw overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna go with Sy in this fight. This is another one where this is kind of like a prop-up fight. It's a Paris card. They got, one of their top Paris prospects, on display for everyone to see. I think might be the second time that they've fought in front of the Paris crowd. So they're going to be the younger, longer fighter, well-rounded. I'm going with Sy, by the way, by decision or KO. They're going to be the younger, longer fighter, well-rounded, more routes to victory, in my opinion. Jung is slightly older. He's a dangerous striker, but he's on this 3-fight skid, and he's probably in the same position where he's, fighting, just to stay on the right roster. So that could make him dangerous in that regard, but right now it looks like this is, just a fight where they're going to give somebody who will complement Sy's, offense.
Absolutely, I think they're definitely. This is a site or a fight for Sy to win. Unfortunately, Jung is, I think, not necessarily on his way out. Well, he's probably on his way out. He's probably on his way to a regional scene, and maybe he can fight his way back because I don't think he's a bad fighter. He's just not UFC caliber at this moment. And at some point he'll get there. It's fine. You know what I mean? But I don't think in this particular fight it's going to be that. So I pick not Sung. I'm picking well, is it got a weird name?
Oumar.
Oumar. Yeah, Oumar Sy. Yeah, that's my guy.
All right. Moving down to the men's flyweight division, we have Daniel Barez going up against Victor Altamirano. We got, and it could be Barez, I don't know, 0-1 in the UFC, 16-6 overall, 4-1 in their last 5 fights. Altamirano's coming in 2-3 in the UFC, 12-4 overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 fights. I got Altamirano actually winning this one. Decision or submission. They're gonna be the taller, longer fighter. Same kind of situation. They're probably fighting for their job as well. Good striker. Point fighter, but and with a decent gas tank, and they mostly just pepper you with shots. They're not like really trying to like finish. They're not really looking for the finish. You got Barez, they're coming in, always looking for the finish though. Decent gas tank. Yeah, I feel like they just really need to manage, the cardio. But I would say that they're looking for a shot, whereas Altamirano's throwing volume. So I'm gonna go with Altamirano.
I'm gonna go with Altamirano as well. I think Perez is going to throw power shots through the first and mid-second round. And at that point, he will die off a little bit. And Altamirano's going to just really play a very technical game. I know he's on a 2-fight skid, but he's also the more active fighter. He has fought in 2024. He's fought as recently as 6 months ago versus Barez having fought over a year and a month ago. So Altamirano's my guy. I think there's a little less ring rust there, and a great fighter. It should be a great fight though.
Yeah.
I do believe it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on to the women's division, bantamweights, we got Ailin Perez going up against Darya Zheleznyakova. We got Perez coming in 3-1 in the UFC, 10-2 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Zheleznyakova coming in there 1-0 in the UFC, 9-1 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Perez in this one by either decision or KO in like a ground and pound style. She's gonna be the smaller fighter, but definitely the better grappler. She has decent hands that'll, help her, with the grappling. But I feel like that's gonna be the key against Zheleznyakova. Zheleznyakova is gonna be the taller fighter. They're definitely gonna have like the edge in striking from like a distance, kind of just volume standpoint. I don't feel like they've really been tested yet. And their last opponent's who was like a grapple heavy opponent, wasn't actually that great, in my opinion. So I'm not really gonna take that as like she practiced great grappling defense or was able to keep this person off of her. I think Perez is definitely going to present more of a threat from that standpoint. So I'm definitely going to be going with Perez in this one.
I gotta say, Zheleznyakova, obviously, I bet against her. I think her last fight, she was super volume heavy. It was her first fight in the UFC, I believe. And
yeah,
she just threw crazy, wild punches, and that's what she's gonna keep doing, right? Like, I don't think all of a sudden now she's a technical striker. She's gonna throw crazy, wild punches. She's gonna throw them in bunches, and that's what she does. She just kind of overwhelms her opponent, which is good for the regional scene. I think you can absolutely do that in a regional scene. I think you can do that in lower level opponents in this weight category in the UFC. I think Ailin Perez is not that low level of an opponent that she can do that to. I think Ailin Perez will be able to, with her ability to work, her ability to throw strikes, will be able to take out Zheleznyakova for sure. Because Perez is a decent striker. I think Zheleznyakova has no ground game other than a good sprawl game. Like, because she definitely showed a little bit of a sprawl game there.
Mm-hmm.
But Perez is more well-rounded, more routes to victory. Definitely going to take that one down.
For sure. Moving on to the men's featherweight division, we have Morgan Charriere going up against Gabriel Miranda. We got Charriere coming in 1-1 in the UFC, 16-3-1 draw overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Miranda coming in 1-1 in the UFC, 17-6 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Charriere in this one, by either sub or decision. They're gonna be the younger, smaller fighter. They're actually gonna have the edge in the striking. I don't know why I put sub. I meant KO or decision.
What a dumbass!
But yeah, they're gonna be the younger, smaller fighter, edge in striking. Because their grappling isn't that great, which we saw in their last fight against Chepe Mariscal. Their gas tank they kind of faded in that fight, but I think it was due to the grappling in particular. But I think that the opponent, their gas tank, is kind of compromised as well. So I think it'll even out. They're going to be the older fighter by 6 years, Miranda, taller and longer. They'll have the edge in the grappling, but and they can strike, but they're just not as dangerous in that department. So and they're, like I said, their gas tank I don't think is that great as well. They will be looking for the finish, but I think Charriere will be more technical and just like able to just fight a clean fight against Miranda. I'm gonna be going with Charriere.
Can I just say that Gabriel Miranda looks like
here we go again.
He should take over for Johnny Depp in fucking the Pirates of the Caribbean. He looks like a fucking like a drunken pirate for sure. Morgan Charriere is definitely gonna win this fight. I think he has more rounds to victory. That's what I'm going with. Like, that's my little quip I had to throw in there. But like, tell me he doesn't. Like,
the mustache, that shit is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say ridiculous, but it's just not. It's not for me. There you go.
I mean, all right. You know what I mean? Like, just put him in the little Pirates of the Caribbean shit.
I got you.
Tell me not.
Already seen it in my head, so I got you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the men's welterweight division, we got Kevin Jousset We got Kevin Jousset going up against Bryan Battle. We got Jousset coming in. They are 2-0 in the UFC, 10-2 overall, and are currently on a 5-fight win streak. We got Battle coming in. They are 5-1 in 1 no contest in the UFC, 10-2 with 1 no contest overall, and 3-1 with that 1 no contest in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Battle in this fight by either decision or KO. They're just a versatile striker that can grapple. They got a good gas tank, and they're usually always looking for the finish. Jousset, they're a technical striker. They got that French style of striking. Real just, like kind of just point based. Not really dangerous in that regard because of that. They do have a good gas tank though. They're pretty durable. But I just feel like in this one they'll be overwhelmed by Battle. So that's who I'm going with.
I gotta go with Bryan Battle as well. He's got a lot more
He's just killer. He's got more killer instinct.
More killer instinct, but like more he's gonna put more volume on Jousset. Or Jousset's gonna sit back and like try to counter strike.
Pressure.
And Bryan Battle's just gonna fucking pressure, like you said. Pressure to clinch, pressure.
Jousset's gonna try to manage distance.
Exactly. And I don't think he's gonna be able to. I think this is a great fight. It's one of the this card, in my opinion, is one of the better cards that we've seen recently. I'm excited for it. I think Bryan Battle is definitely going to come into his own on this particular card. And I don't think Kevin Jousset has the answer for him, unfortunately. No, not unfortunately. Like, good up for Bryan. I mean, because I have a dog in the race, Bryan Battle, but you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Moving on to the lightweight division, we have Fares Ziam going up against Matt the Steamroller Frevola. We got Ziam coming in 5-2 in the UFC, 15-4 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Frevola coming in, they're 5-4 with 1 draw in the UFC, 11-4 with that 1 draw overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 fights. I'm going to be going with Frevola in this one by either decision or KO. They're going to be the older fighter by 7 years, smaller, but they're definitely going to have the edge in the grappling, in my opinion. They got good hands as well, and they're going to want to mix it up, because they got a good gas tank. So over the 3 rounds, if they're mixing in their takedowns with their striking, I believe that they'll be able to keep Ziam on their back foot, and just kind of guessing. Ziam's going to be the younger, taller, and longer fighter. They'll have the edge in the striking if they're able to keep it at distance. They're okay in grappling in terms of like getting back to their feet, and you can tell that they're like developing in that area. But they're gonna need to keep this one on the feet in that distance if they really want to have like a good chance at winning this fight, especially over 3 rounds. So I'm gonna be going with Frivola over Zhang.
I think Favola is definitely going to be the more experienced fighter with the higher fight IQ. I think he takes Siam down. Siam's a great fighter. I just don't think he has all the tools considered or all the tools necessary to win this particular fight. So I'm definitely gonna go for Bola.
Got you. In our featured bout of the main card, we got William Gomes going up against Joe Anderson Brito in a featherweight bout. We got Gomes coming in. They are 3-0 in the UFC, 13-2 overall, and are currently riding an 11-fight win streak. We got Brito coming in. They are 5-1 in the UFC, 17-3 overall, and they're currently riding a 5-fight win streak. I'm gonna be going with Brito in this one by sub or KO. They're gonna be the older and smaller fighter, but they're just way more dangerous in the striking and grappling department. They're always looking for the finish, and they just gotta close the distance and manage their energy. And I feel like they'll have a really good shot at winning this fight. Gomes, they're the younger and taller fighter, and they'll be the longer one as well. Technical striker, I wouldn't say they're dangerous really, but they definitely can finish you if given the opportunity. They're gonna probably want to keep this on the feet to have any, real chance at winning this fight. And I would just say, a lot of my pick also goes in part to I just don't feel like their resume stacks up against Brito's. So yeah, I'm gonna be going with Joe Anderson Brito in this joint.
I think it's Joe Anderson Brito as well, and I think this is just a fight of aggression versus energy management, right? Joe Anderson Brito has all the aggression in the world. He can, beat the shit out of you and he's a very violent man. I think Gomes is a little bit more, Gomes is a little bit more measured, and so maybe he could take it into a later rounds and take Brito into the deep water. But I fucking love a fighter that fights the first and the second round and fucking dominates because, okay, now he's won the first and the second round. Now, as a measured fighter, as William Gomes is, now he's fighting for his life. And now he's trying to make that a 10-8 round or something like that. And that's a very hard thing to do. So I've got to go Joe Anderson Brito on this one.
For sure. Moving on to the co-main event in the middleweight division, we have Nasruddin Imavov going up against Brendan Allen. We got Imavov coming in. They are 6-2 with 1 no contest in the UFC, 14-4 with 1 no contest overall, and 3-1 with that 1 no contest in their last 5. We got Allen coming in. They're 12-2 in the UFC, 24-5 overall, and are currently on a 7-fight win streak. I'm gonna be going with Brendan Allen on this one by either sub or decision. They're gonna have the edge in the grappling. They got good enough hands to make that grappling effective. They're gonna have a great gas tank, and they're usually, always looking for the finish. Imavov is gonna have the edge in the striking, I believe. They're gonna have okay grappling, but I don't think they're really gonna want to use that as they tend to fade as fights go on. Granted, this will be a 3-rounder as opposed to a 5-rounder, but still same thing. They're not as good when being pressured, and they're gonna want to keep this on the feet. If this goes to the ground, Brendan Allen will definitely finish it there. So yeah, I'm gonna be going with Brendan all in. Allen, who you got?
Oh, you know what? I really do believe that Nasruddin Imavov is gonna be the dude, bro. Brendan Allen is on a crazy win streak. He's a great fighter. It's almost hard for me to fucking bet against him, but Nasruddin Imavov just seems to have a few more routes to victory. And I think I think they're very well matched up. I just think like he edges him in so many different styles. You know what I mean? Whether it's ground game, whether it's striking, like, he just has the ability to just edge him out just that little bit. Brendan Allen's a beast. Like I think this is a very toss-up fight. But in my opinion, I believe Imavov's gonna win this fight.
Yeah, I don't think this is a toss-up at all. I actually think Brandon Allen's going to fucking put it on this fool pretty bad.
Well, I mean, that's...
Hey, may the best pick win. Moving on to the main event.
Okay, give me a second. Let me pee before your fucking dumbass fucking...
Hey, I was actually about to... Go take a potty, little boy.
Damn, son.
Go potty real quick for the second time this episode.
I'm gonna smoke too, motherfucker. Like, fuck this shit.
Don't threaten me with a good time, nigga. I got a blunt ready.
I got a blunt ready, motherfucker.
Lame ass nigga. Fuck you. Moving on to the main event of the evening. I was gonna go back to troll your bitch ass, but I decided, you know what? I don't have to play down to your level. I'm just gonna, maintain high vibrations. So
play up to my goddamn level. My level is fucking solid.
Shit. Whatever, my
motherfucking scoreboard, baby. What the fuck are we talking about right now?
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
On to the main event of the evening. We got.
Can we insert the fucking the Michael Buffer? I'd rather hear that. Can we hear that? No.
I haven't found the Michael Buffer yet.
No.
You find the fucking sound clip, send it on through.
Oh, okay. See, he's gonna fucking get at me for not being the editing dude. Okay, editing dude, my bad. My bad. Fine. Fuck it.
Anyway,
I don't have a Michael Buffer clip.
Moving on to the main event of the evening.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Do you honestly think you're fucking funny? Seriously.
We got a lightweight bout between Renato Moicano going up against Benoit Saint Denis. We got Moicano coming in 11-5 in the UFC, 19-5 with one draw overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Saint Denis coming in. They are 5-2 in the UFC, 13-2 with one no contest overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Moicano in this fight. They're gonna be the older fighter by 7 years. They're gonna have the edge in the grappling, like okay. I was about to say clear edge, but no, I'm just gonna say they're gonna have the edge. They got decent enough hands to make enterings for takedowns. They're super durable, and the quicker they get this to the ground, the better it's gonna be for them. We got Saint Denis coming in. They're going to be the younger fighter. They're going to have the edge in the striking. I guess that's what I would probably say. They're going to have the clear edge in the striking. But they can also grapple. They got deadly leg kicks, and they're definitely going to want to keep this on the feet. They can fade if they don't manage their energy, which we saw, in their fight against Dustin Poirier. So I'm gonna say that Moicano is gonna be able to, kind of just either get this to the ground or, stay durable enough to start, waning on Saint Denis' energy and then, pull out a late round victory. But I'm gonna go with Moicano.
I gotta go with Moicano as well. Moicano just has a better gas tank, in my opinion. He could take him into those late 4 and 5 rounds. Since this is going to be a 5-round event. I think they're very well matched up. I think this is going to be a great fight. This is going to be a banger of a fight. Saint Denis is definitely not any kind of slouch. But I think Moicano takes this one to the crib. They're just so evenly matched. And I think the biggest difference is the cardio. The cardio is what takes Moicano to the fucking crib. he takes it in the 4th or the 5th round because he's just still going, and Saint Denis just does not have anything left.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Paris is gonna do all right on this card. They're not gonna do great, but they're just gonna do all right. They're gonna have some winners, but unfortunately on this main card, I just don't see it happening. Sort of similar to last week's Mexico card. You got any parlays on this, John?
Of course I got fucking parlay God, brother.
All right, then. Let us know what's going on.
Parlay, 4-pick parlay to start it off.
All right.
Klein, Altamirano, Charriere, and Brito.
Okay.
4-pick, boom. Easy one. You know what I mean? Some other casts might say that's the safety parlay. That's just, that's just the right parlay is what I'm going to call it. And then I've got a couple spicies, you know what I mean?
It's looking spicy.
First spicy is going to be Sai. Is my first spicy.
Okay.
Second spicy is going to be Erslan. So that's going to give me 6. 6 for the mass spicy shit, you know what I mean? But like, that 4? Gonna make it happen.
All right, I'm going to go with a base 3 parlay to start. I got a Klein, Battle, and Brito. And then I'm going to, if you want to spice things up, I got spicy Ailin, spicy Moicano. But yeah, that's what I got. In terms of picks, though, and getting back to last week's card, bro did okay. I think I evened out. So, I was lucky to actually. I evened out and you lost.
Right.
Damn. It's been a while. I got one of those fights back, but I evened out, and yeah, bro dipped underneath the 500,
on the card. Like, not the entire lifespan of this fucking cast. Not the entire lifespan of this year.
We'll show you the graphics up here, bro. Still holds, the all-time picks record.
Bro, and the crown.
Yeah, I did gain a fight on him, but he's still up on me by probably 12 fights. So you'll see that all right here. But yeah. Make sure that you are checking out our discussions. We'll probably have some new ones up this week. But make sure you check out the ones that we got. Definitely gonna have to do a follow-up on what we thought about the Sphere card as a whole, outside of, just the bad, night for Mexico.
Kiss my ass.
But yeah, make sure that you check those out. And make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you follow us on IG, Bros Talk MMA, as well as TikTok, Bros Talk MMA. Well, folks, this has been another episode of your favorite predictions, picks, and MMA sports betting channel, Bros Talk MMA. I'm your host, Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, a.k.a. Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick, a.k.a. the Parlay Prince. I'm here with my bro host extraordinaire.
You know what it is. It's Ray Bucks. It's the Parlay God. It's Mr. Tell your mama about me, and then she'll tell you how she knows me.
Your mom's a hoe.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So, with that being said, happy betting, folks. We wish you all the luck this weekend. Until the next time, we out.